Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pastor Jerome TV. I'm your host, Pastor Jerome. Today is another great day to be walking with God and to be in the light of the Lord. So, what did you expect? What did you expect the Supreme Court to do? Did you expect them to want to hear evidence now after they purposely refused to hear the cases before Joe Biden's inauguration, before he was sworn in? They purposely did that. So, the Supreme Court today rejected President Donald Trump's case against Pennsylvania. They said that President Donald Trump's case against Pennsylvania is moot or moot, moot. It's inarguable. It's he doesn't have a case. In other words, he doesn't have an argument. Okay, so that's why they're not hearing it. They're saying that he doesn't have an argument against Pennsylvania. But President Donald Trump's case is very, very simple. It's an in the door, out the door case. And here it is. President Donald Trump's case against Pennsylvania says that the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania changed the mail-in voter rules, extending it beyond the time, beyond the regular election hours. The night of the election at 10 p.m. or 11 p.m., no more mail-in ballots. That's it. Close the door on accepting any ballots. Well, the Supreme Court, based on the COVID stuff, extended it beyond the election night. And President Donald Trump was winning on election night in Pennsylvania by over 700,000 votes. Listen, that's an insurmountable lead. No one is going to come back from a lead like that. Well, the people on the left said that yes, it can happen that way because of the pandemic. People was voting from their homes and all that kind of stuff. No, these mail-in ballots, according to the affidavits and to the witnesses, they were pristine, they were unfolded. Many of them were not even mailed. And we have seen video footage. We have seen video footage of cars pulling up to the voter registration place, to the voter election count place, and they were pulling out ballots. And many of the witnesses on their affidavit, YouTube, the witnesses on their affidavits swore up and down that every ballot that they pulled out of those cars was for Joe Biden, and none of them were for Trump. So the Supreme Court, I believe, the 4 years that President Donald Trump was in office, the Supreme Court and the judges, the Democrats and the media were planning and colluding. This is my suspicion. This is my guess. I'm guessing this, that they all colluded together and worked together saying, hey, listen, we're going to say that there's no evidence because we're not going to accept the cases in the court. We're not going to accept them in the court. And if we don't see them in the court, we could say that there's no evidence. So the Supreme Court, instead of seeing the evidence, because they know based on the Constitution that they're going to have to vote with the Constitution, because no Supreme Court can vote to change legislation. They can't do that. It has to be done by the Senate and the House, the House and the Senate there in Pennsylvania. So what they did was unconstitutional. Whether there was a pandemic or not, they were not supposed to do that. And so by them rejecting that today, just makes them, it's an easy deal. That way I don't see there's no evidence. And what the news can now continue to bark about, President Trump's cases continue to get rejected. All of his cases have been rejected because there's no evidence. They have planned this stuff, folks. And what do you think is going to happen to Lynn Wood's case? What do you think is going to happen to Sidney Powell's case before the Supreme Court? What do you think is going to happen to Rudy Giuliani's case before the Supreme Court? They're going to reject it. I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised at the un-Supreme Court. I'm not shocked at this. But one thing about it, it makes America not an unsafe place to be, because you have lawlessness being spread around, because you have the Supreme Court, the highest court in the land, refusing to judge based on justice and truth. And the head man over this so-called Supreme Court is Chief Justice Roberts, and we've been hearing a lot of stuff about him and some adopted children. Y'all know that case about Woody Allen. Years ago, the Woody Allen, the film producer, him and his wife would adopt these children, and he would end up having relations with these children. And this is what happens so very often in Hollywood. They want to get their little grubby, slimy hands on some kids, and so they adopt them. And so, and I'm sure the adoption process isn't as strenuous on them because they're people of money and means. And so I'm not surprised at Justice Roberts, and I'm not surprised at Amy Coney Barrett, and I'm not surprised at Brett Kavanaugh, two President Donald Trump appointed judges who turned their backs on the Constitution and on the American people. They didn't turn their backs so much on Trump because Trump didn't vote for them or elect them in as justices to be his servants. Because President Donald Trump's agenda wasn't a personal agenda; it was an America First agenda, and a constitutionalist, the president of law and order. And that's all he wanted. He just wanted law and order. And so you appoint justices who are going to judge not because of a political party, not based on personal ideology, not based on personal religion or faith, but based on the Constitution and based on evidence and truth. But they're not going to do that. And I'm really not surprised. That's why I haven't done any videos on this Supreme Court stuff when they were saying that they're going to hear the case. I didn't do a video on it because I know what to expect from them. When they turned their back on the American people, when we wanted to hear from them leading up to the election, leading up to Joe Biden getting inaugurated, we needed the Supreme Court to help us figure this stuff out. They remained silent. They didn't want to hear it. They didn't want to hear it. You know why they didn't want to hear it? Because they were all in on it. They were all in on it. So my prayer is that God would intervene and help us and touch the hearts of our leaders, our appointed leaders, and those who have stolen appointment positions. There's a verse, there's a chapter in the Bible in Psalm 82, and it's talking about God rebuking the leaders of so-called small gods of the world because they do not rule for justice. They do not rule for the poor and the needy and the fatherless. And so God is rebuking the leaders of the world for not upholding justice. And I believe that this is one of those cases that the Supreme Court is being unsupreme and they are not holding up justice in America. And so now we'll just pray about it and see what's going to happen. I don't think anything's going to happen with the Lynn Wood case or Sidney Powell or Rudy Giuliani. I don't think they're going to be heard, but I'll be surprised if it was different. I certainly would. But let me know what y'all think about it. Please subscribe to my channel, support my channel, and leave a comment and a like. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.